So Ann Coulter was going to give a speech at Berkeley, and then it was canceled over security concerns. Now she went on to reject the idea of rescheduling. But to be honest, I don't know if an Ann Coulter speech will ever not have security concerns. She's Ann Coulter. So there's always going to be a strong backlash to her. Now, Bernie was asked about this and, the state of free speech on college campuses. And here's what he said. Obviously, Ann Coulter's outrageous. To my mind, off the wall. But, people have a right to give their 2 cents worth. Give a speech without fear of violence and intimidation. If you can't ask Ann Coulter in a polite way questions which expose the weakness of her arguments, if all you can do is boo or shut her down or prevent her from coming, what does that tell the world? Now, he also went on to more explicitly call it a sign of intellectual weakness to shut her down. Now, to be fair to Berkeley, I really don't know if the reason they said, okay, she was invited by a group, like a conservative group on campus, but then they disinvited her. They say, hey, it's just because of security concerns. We got all these specific threats or whatever that we're worried about, so, hey, just reschedule and it'll be good. We just want to reschedule. We still want you to speak, but just reschedule because, there's like direct threats. That might be a problem. So I don't know to the extent that Berkeley was saying, we don't want her to have a platform or free speech to spew her vile stupidity. Or if they were, or if that was just kind of like a mask to say, yeah, we kind of just don't want you here, so we're going to make up this idea of just insane security concerns. But then again, like I pointed out, you're never going to not have security concerns when Ann Coulter speaks because she's Ann Coulter. So it's almost like if you're going to have her speak, you have to accept some level of security issues. Now, to the substance of it, though, is Bernie right or is Bernie wrong? Now, he's taken a lot of shit for this. There are people on the left who are going after him. And I have to say, man, I think he's 100% correct. Because I don't, what the fuck are you afraid of? You could give Richard Spencer or Ann Coulter a platform from now until the end of time. You could give them 24-hour TV networks that every single package deal comes with them, and it's Channel 1. Why is there not a Channel 1? Random thought here. Isn't that strange? So he goes to Channel 2? You could give Richard Spencer TV or Ann Coulter TV Channel 1 and have people watch it, play it on fucking every TV station at 8 o'clock at night. Guess what? They're not going to convince a majority of people because they're idiots and they're assholes. So I never understood this impulse, this urge for some people on the left. We're going to shut you down and do it violently. Woo! You're not fighting the power when you do that. So it is possible to say, hey, this person's a vile, hateful, racist, disgusting bigot. This person has shitty ideas. They say things that are factually not true time and time again. And also say, yeah, that's all the more reason why I want them to be able to speak. Because you know how I learned I despise Ann Coulter? You know how I learned I despise Richard Spencer and Milo Yiannopoulos? I listened to him talk. And I said, holy shit, these guys are stupid. And holy shit, they're liars in many instances. So I don't know what you're afraid of. And Bernie's right when he calls it intellectual weakness, because what he's saying is, oh, you must be insecure in your own values. If you're afraid that an Ann Coulter speech is going to sway people, how insecure are you in your own belief in progressive values? I mean, seriously, that's a level of insecurity that's like astounding and record-breaking. I actually believe in these things, so I know that they will stand up to scrutiny, and Ann Coulter's ideas will not stand up to scrutiny because she's a fucking blockhead. So, yes, let her speak. Let her speak, let her speak, let her speak. Howard Dean tweeted, just a reminder that free speech doesn't include hate speech. How little do you know about the Constitution and the First Amendment? That is embarrassing, man. That's really embarrassing. We had the Skokie trial where the Supreme Court said neo-Nazis have a right to peacefully march through a predominantly Jewish town. That is the extent to which we believe in free speech. And also, for all the people on the left who think, well, this is hate speech and it should be shut down and we shouldn't allow it. Do you not understand how quickly that will be flipped on you Before you blink, they'll flip it back on you. Yeah, so we don't want Ann Coulter, we don't want Milo Yiannopoulos, or whoever, Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro. In the next breath, all of a sudden, every single anti-fascist person who you would want to give a speech, every single socialist person, Democratic Socialists of America would probably be banned from college campuses. I would probably be banned. See, to a Ted Cruz voter, I am the epitome of evil in this world. So if you open up that door to saying no Ann Coulter, no this right-wing person, no that right-wing person, no matter how egregious they are, even fucking David Duke, you shut the door on him, you're shutting the door on anybody and everybody that's even mildly controversial. Because as much as we look at Ann Coulter and think she's the devil reincarnate, a Ted Cruz voter thinks I'm the devil reincarnate. So you can't get around that. That's the ultimate paradox. You say, oh, we got to shut it out for hate speech, but so many people are going to say you're hate speech and you should be banned. And obviously, that's when you would immediately become a fucking hypocrite. And you'd say, well, it wasn't supposed to apply to me and it wasn't supposed to apply to the people that I like. It's not supposed to apply to people who agree with us. We're not hateful. That's like your opinion about your stance. So you can't fucking open that door, man. Look, bottom line is a liberal value, a progressive value, a socialist value, free speech, free expression, a principled belief in free speech or free expression. The only fucking exceptions under the Constitution are what? Direct threats of violence, and libel and slander. I mean, that's basically it. A handful, just very few. So in other words, you can never, to shut somebody down for politics, that's like the ultimate terrible idea under the Constitution, and it is an abridgment of your values. Now, I know these people who are protesting or think like, no, we're the ones who are standing up for left-wing values. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because what you're doing is you're being authoritarian. So there are right-wing authoritarians, people like Ann Coulter, people like Richard Spencer, if you want to really get historically dark, but it is true, that's what they are. People like Adolf Hitler, neo-Nazi movements, fascist movements. That's right-wing authoritarianism. So they want to socially control everybody while also implementing right-wing economic systems and so forth. Left-wing authoritarianism it's certain communist movements, Joseph Stalin, and now what we're looking at here with so-called anti-fascist movements who decide to adopt the tactics of the fascists by banning speech they don't like. Okay, but just admit what you are. So you're on that page? Fine, great. But you're an authoritarian leftist. You don't believe in social freedoms, because social freedoms means, hey, even if I despise the fucking person, of course I'm going to let him talk. But you say, no, if I don't like you, I want to ban you from talking. What else do you want to ban them from doing? You want to ban them from receiving health care? Maybe? I mean, they're bad people, right? They have it coming, right? So why not do that? No, you are embracing the values you claim to despise when it's convenient for your ideology. You're hacks. That's what you are. So, no, libertarian leftism is the true leftism. I don't hold back or bite my tongue in saying that at all. You're simply wrong if you want to ban these people, because it will be flipped on you like that. So not only does Bernie Sanders agree with me, now this is where a lot of smug people will go, yeah, then he's the one that's violating left-wing values. No, you are, dipshit. But okay, let's say, Grandpa Bernie is not as progressive as I want him to be. You think he's not. Well, I don't know. Who else has weighed in on a similar topic to this? It couldn't be the very fucking godfather of the left, Noam Chomsky. What did he say when he was asked, very simply, hey, should we punch neo-Nazis? So when Richard Spencer got punched, there was a big rift on the left where some people were like, of course you can punch Nazis. And others were like, hey, jackass, we don't believe in offensive violence. That's kind of what makes us left-wingers. What did Noam Chomsky say? It is wrong in principle, in my opinion, and tactically self-destructive. When we move to the arena of violence, the most brutal guys win, and that's not us. So Noam Chomsky is fucking against punching Richard Spencer, and yes, in other instances, also against shutting down speech of vile right-wing talkers, because we actually have to embrace our values and our principles and believe in them. Now, he's being consistent. If you deviate from this, you are not being consistent, and you're refusing to understand the implications of setting the precedent that you want to set of banning people who you don't like from talking. So this is Noam Chomsky saying, yeah, no, it's a bad idea. No, it's not a duh to punch fucking neo-Nazis. You don't do it. Now, it's another thing completely if you say, hey, people attacked us first and we're doing self-defense, because self-defense is self-defense, and self-defense is always justified. You didn't ask for it. They attacked you, so you're just defending. But once you do offensive violence, guess what? You believe in offensive violence. It's that simple. You could try to do the mental gymnastics, but it's just mental gymnastics at the end of the day. It's like when Bush said, I attacked Iraq. We had to do it for reasons X, Y, and Z and all this bullshit lying. No, bitch. You did offensive violence. You believe in offensive violence. You believe in punching neo-Nazis like Richard Spencer. Well, you believe in offensive violence. Noam Chomsky says that's not a good idea. Don't do that. They're more violent. They will win in that realm, and you open the door by doing the violence. And by the way, again, where's that line end? So, okay, Richard Spencer, because he's a neo-Nazi. How about this person who's not really a neo-Nazi, but they're definitely racist? Punch that person. Well, look, I mean, how about the people who also have odious beliefs, like, for example, 53% of Donald Trump voters who say Obama was born in Kenya? Well, that's kind of a racist belief. Should we punch 53% of Trump voters? Well, look, why not broaden that out? I mean, everybody voted for a guy who said that we should ban all Muslims. Well, should we punch every Trump voter in the face? Why just Trump voters? Why not stretch that out to Republicans in general? Should we just do violence against all Republicans? I mean, they do have odious beliefs. Why not them? Why not corporate Democrats too? I mean, they're horrible. They're terrible. They sell out to corporations. They have odious beliefs. Should we punch? Why not punch everybody we fucking disagree with? Because it's stupid and it's immoral and it's unethical and it's wrong, and either you believe in violence for self-defense or you believe in offensive violence. I believe in it for self-defense. Now, there are some people who are way to the left of me who are pacifists who don't believe in it ever. They wouldn't even do it for self-defense. I don't agree with those people. I don't believe in those people. I think it's a little silly to not even believe in violence for self-defense. But I certainly don't believe in it for offensive reasons. And you could try to, put a cherry on top of that turd at the end of the day and come with your fucking barrel of rationalizations as to why you had to do it, but you didn't have to do it. You chose to do it, which means you believe in offensive violence, which means you are an authoritarian leftist, which means you're disagreeing not only with Bernie Sanders, who I know you fairly easily dismiss, some people do, but Noam fucking Chomsky. Is that what you think? You think you're more true to left-wing values than goddamn Noam Chomsky? Don't kid yourself, snowflake.